Dominic Szoboszlai's free kick is all Liverpool needed to defeat Arsenal 1-0 at Anfield. The champions now go into the first international break of the season as table leaders with 9 points, the only team to have so. Chelsea are second with 7 points, and the team they defeated in Arsenal are third with 6 points. There are a few things to talk about, and let's get into that together. Of course, earlier in the game, Saliba gets injured and Arsenal bring on Mosquera. He was challenging Ugo Ekitike, who looked fairly decent throughout the game, even though he didn't score. He was really marked well by Gabriel Magalhaes, but he still looked impressive. And then Arsenal, I think, really suffered from Bukayo Saka's absence, and that shows you that Arsenal really went stronger on the market, even though he wasn't there. Noni Madueke, who played in his position, I think was Arsenal's most impressive attacker on the pitch. He was always fast and able to get on the ball before Milos Kakas. And even though he did so, again, you give credit to Milos Kakas because Madueke always got on the ball first, and it took always the runs and the dribbles, but Kakas was always able to recover and block the ball, and clear the danger. And then the way Liverpool approached the game was really typical of a champion. This is typical of a team that is serious about winning the trophy. Arsenal have been good at scoring early in the game and then sit back and defend. Liverpool realized that, and they came and allowed Arsenal to have most of the ball in the first half. Arsenal had the possession. They even got their set pieces. They always came to the box, but Liverpool stood strong with the likes of Konate, with the likes of Virgil van Dijk. They defended those corners, and Arsenal did not yield anything meaningful from them. So when Liverpool survived the first half, in the second half they changed the gear. They started to attack Arsenal. They started to stretch them in the wings. You saw Mo Salah beginning to get a few balls. In the first half, it was all Ricardo Calafiori. He actually managed to keep Salah out for most of the game, and even when Salah got some balls, he was slow. He wasn't really the Salah who shoots right away. He always took a second touch, and the Arsenal defense had always recovered. Then on the left, we also saw Gakpo stretching Julian Timber, and that gave Liverpool the momentum to push Arsenal back, and Arsenal's likelihood to damage Liverpool or to hurt Liverpool up front really reduced. Also, through the middle, Liverpool started to play those crucial balls from defense. The likes of Virgil van Dijk were playing those vital go forward passes into the midfield, and from the midfield, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai started to get more on the ball. And then the moment came when they got the free kick, and again that shows you maturity. Mo Salah left the ball to Szoboszlai. So many stars in the team want to take every ball, but Salah recognizes that in the position where that ball was, it was more likely Szoboszlai would do more work on it. So he let him take the free kick. He is able to kick the ball past the wall, and David Laya had really not considered that post. It hits the post and into the net. So Liverpool leads At that point, Arsenal were already down in terms of momentum. They had, of course, made some changes, removing Martinelli and bringing on Eberechi Eze. Also, they had removed Merino and Martin Odegaard, but that only weakened them in the midfield, so they couldn't match with Liverpool. Later in the game, they removed Noni Madueke and introduced Downman, but also he was too weak to cause any issue to the Liverpool team. So the game ends 1-0. Personally, I had given a prediction of 2-1 in favor of Arsenal. That's because Liverpool had conceded 2 goals in each of their 3 games this season. You remember in the Community Shield against Crystal Palace, in normal time that game ended 2-2. Similar with their first Premier League game, they conceded 2 goals against Bournemouth, even though they were able to win 4-2. And even last weekend, they conceded 2 goals when they were defeating Newcastle 3-2. So I thought they would concede those 2 goals, and I knew Arsenal was really good defensively. You saw that even after suffering the Saliba injury, again they brought on Mosquera, and really they didn't get that much of a damage. There were a few times I think when Laya nearly made errors, but the defense itself was solid. So I thought Arsenal would score the 2 goals and stay strong defensively. They were unable to do that. They didn't score. Liverpool managed them very well in the first half, neutralizing them, and then when they were a bit tired, they did what the champions do, and they pressed Arsenal hard and strong, and in the end, they won the game. So, thanks to Liverpool, and congratulations. You played well, you managed the game well, and see you in the next video.